Hello dear students, welcome to the e-learning class of social science. Today we are going to start with chapter number 19, the freedom struggle part 1. In the previous chapter we read that after the revolt of 1857 the Queen of England became the Empress of India, right? At that time India was under the direct control of British, correct? The Indians were unhappy because of the policies of British. They began to realize that they were being exploited and wanted to bring about a change. Right? So, let's see in this chapter what we will be reading. Many Indians were influenced by the Western education and thoughts. They formed association, started newspapers and worked hard to awaken the feelings of nationalism among the Indians. Many rose to fight against injustice and bring reforms to the Indian society. So, we will be learning about some of these social reformers. First of all, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Swami Dayanand Saraswati and Swami Vivekanand. They led the Reformation movement in India during the late 19th century and the early 20th century. Okay, these social reformers worked towards putting an end to the social practices such as sati, child marriage and caste system. Now, you might be thinking that what is sati? Sati is a practice in which a woman burnt herself along with her husband on the funeral. Okay. Child marriage. You might have heard about this. The marriage of small children in the villages. Okay. Caste system. You have seen nowadays also we have different types of caste. Right. So, then we will see about Rajaram Mohan Roy. He was also known as the father of modern India and he founded Brahmo Samaj. Okay, you can say Brahma Samaj as well. Now, our next topic is Indian. The educated Indians began to realize that the British government wanted to keep the Indians poor and backward. So, they felt the need for an organization which would help in educating the Indians about the policies of the British. Okay. Now, as a result, the Indian National Congress was founded in 1885 by Alan Octavian Hume, which is who is also known as A.O. Hume. Okay. The first session of Indian National Congress was held in Bombay, which is now known as Mumbai, in 1885. The president of the first session was Umesh Chandra Banerjee. Okay. Some of the major leaders of Congress were also participated in this fight. So, who all were they? They were Dadabhai Nauroji, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal, etc. The Indian National Congress demanded for the beneficial policies for Indians, employment for Indians in government jobs and the better living conditions for Indians from the British people. Now, have you heard about moderates? I think no, this is the new term for you people, right? So, who were the moderates? The early Congress leaders who approached to the British in a peaceful manner for these demands. They were known as the moderates. However, the British ignored the demands of the Indians. So, this gave the rise to a new group of Congress leaders called the radicals or the extremists. They wanted quick actions. Okay, they wanted to strike and boycott the British government. Now, who all were the people, the important radical leaders who approached as the radicals towards the British government. Can you guess? This will be your homework. You have to tell me in the live session. Okay. And which was the famous slogan of Bal Gangadhar Tilak? This also you have to tell me. Okay. Now we are moving towards the next topic, that is partition of Bengal. Now what happened? How the Bengal was divided? As the time passed, the Indian National Congress received a lot of support from the Indians. As a result, the British adopted the policy of divide and rule. In 1905, the British government divided Bengal into two parts. One was for the Hindus and one for the Muslims. This gave rise to the mass protest across the country. People boycotted the British goods and decided to wear Indian made clothes, or we can say Swadeshi. Now here you have heard the term boycotted. What it means? Boycott means to refuse to buy something as a sign of protest. Means a protest when we refuse something. Okay. Then the Indian National Congress launched Swadeshi movement to protest against the partition of Bengal. British made goods were burnt by throwing them into the bonfires. The British tried to suppress the movement, but they were failed to do so. Okay, so this was about the partition of Bengal. Now we are moving towards the revolutionaries. Who were the revolutionaries? The revolutionaries were the leaders who believed that the British could be overthrown only by force. They formed small secret groups and the members were trained to use arms. Okay, now who all were the early revolutionaries? Let's see. Veer Savarkar, Aurobindo Ghosh, Rajguru, Sukhdev, Bhagat Singh, etc. Okay, some more revolutionaries were also there. During their protest, they killed some British officers. Okay, and the British arrested them and then later they were hanged. So this was about the revolutionaries. Now this was part 1 of the chapter. Okay, in the next part of the chapter, we will be covering about the Mahatma Gandhi, Jallianwala Bagh massacre and many more movements. Okay, which occurred during the freedom struggle. I hope you understood the chapter, the part 1 of the chapter, and found out the differences between the revolutionaries, moderates, extremists, etc. So, in the next part of the chapter, we will be enjoying more topics. Okay, till then, thank you.